Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul, and tonight we are playing Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. That's right, THQ Nordic brought this game back, and I am currently playing it on the PlayStation 4, but it's also available on Steam, or Windows rather, Xbox One, and as you can tell, it is a third-person fantasy game. Now, I will say one thing. I just finished recording the video, actually. However, I lost a whole hour of footage because the game literally crashed my console. So now I have to start. I need to do all the commentary again. But here's the thing. This is a first impressions video anyway. And so I'm gonna go through it in a more summarized way this time. This RPG game is fairly simple. You start with a particular class. You can choose one out of three. I forget the name of the one that I chose, but it's sort of a dark elf. And you can choose specific destinies. I chose the rogue destiny just so I can get those stealth perks and range attacks. If you go to abilities, you can find all these giant skill trees filled with a bunch of skills that you can even level up themselves up to like 5 to 6 times. And as you can tell, you have might, finesse, and sorcery. And if you go back to your destinies, you'll notice that each card requires a specific amount of points on those specific trees. So if I were to go into finesse and I wanted to become a scout now, I need 11 points on finesse. But if I do, I get those extra perks that you see on the bottom. However, you can mix and match. If you want to go might and finesse and eventually become a blade master, if you invest a total amount of 110 or 109 or 110 points, if you split them correctly, and you'll get all those sweet bonuses. Now, in terms of weapons and armor, you can choose primary and secondary depending on your class. Well, you can use anything rather, but if you really want to go efficient towards the skills that you're actually earning, you want to go something that goes along with it. So I'm using dual daggers, but you can use stabs, swords, shields. But ideally, you want to go with daggers, in my case. Secondary, I chose a bow. I could also use just a staff, or whatever else the game offers you. Armor, you have headpiece, chest piece, robes if you're a sorcerer, hands, legs, feet, and shield, alternatively for warriors. There's also accessories, which is very simple. It's just you can just equip rings. They give you passive bonus. Consumables that you can put on a radio map. You can also tag items as junk, so you can sell them later. There's also crafting. Let's see if I can show you. There's also moves, which show you a video of how the combo actually works. So if we go to daggers per se, we got Shadow Strike right now. If you hold it, it'll jump into targets. It's pretty cool. However, I feel like it's a little bit underpowered. But as you can tell, if you min-max your character, you can get a ton of damage in. Now, here's where the game crashed for me, which was a real bummer. It's a good thing that it has autosave though. Lost all that footage, but at least I didn't lose game progress. Ooh. One thing I like about the game is that the controls are very, very responsive. There's a very appealing stickiness to them, and the camera responds according to where the combat is happening. You don't manipulate the camera, it just zooms in and out and it pans around according to what's going on. Ooh. I was saying in my previous recording that the visuals in the game are amazing. The lighting is really cool, as simple as it is, because this is the sort of game from the era of like Fable 1 or Overlord 2. It has this very charming appeal to the whole single player RPG game from back in the day, where you could just dive into a fantasy world. And even though it looks very simple, looks very cartoonish, it's a fully fleshed out game that you could spend dozens of hours in. There's side quests and main story. Right now we're doing a main story quest because I was trying to show you guys how far I could go. But I want to show you. This is the map. Now you might say, oh well, it's just a tiny sandbox with smaller zones that compose of it. Well, let me just zoom out. Yeah. There's many more tiny sandboxes, quote unquote. This game is pretty big. So right now, oh, let me just show you something real quick. Abilities. Since I'm going on finesse, I chose, these are my mastery for the weapons. I can also put points on the bow to get special abilities. But I learned Shadow Flare, which basically shows throws dust at enemies and stuns them. I'm using Envenomed Edge, which is what you're seeing on my arms, the glow green. It basically gives me poison damage. It's a toggle. I also have a Frost Trap and Assassin's Art, which makes stealth kills do more damage. What do we got here?
And so, after centuries, it has come to pass. The cipher has reached thy hands, Second. At last, my work can be completed.
This is something I also mentioned before, but obviously I have to say it again. The whole dialogue options is very Mass Effect style. It gives you the wheel of options. And something that I really appreciate, that I cannot stress enough how important it is that at the top of the screen it tells you the last sentence that the NPC said. That is so unbelievably helpful, because sometimes you can just lose your train of thought and you don't even know what to pick afterwards.
One who watched and waited for decades and centuries and eons, and all for this day when thou wouldst come before me. I have read the fates of this world to find thee, unfated one. Much rests on your shoulders, but I have one more burden to lay upon thy brow.
What do you need me to do?
To continue thy path through the tapestry of fate and perpetuate its sundering. I will open the way to the teeth of Naros. Seek the Primos, and thy duty will be made clear in time. Go now with my blessing. Go now with my purpose. For thou art beckoned. That which was ordained must be undone.
Alright, so a couple things. First thing, The quality of sound files in this remaster version is really awesome. It's very well made. The voice acting is really cool. Is really good. Well, it's also very cool. I did have some mixing issues. I even have to mix it myself. But sometimes when you're fighting enemies, some specific cues just go completely out of hand. That's my only pet peeve so far, because in terms of visuals and the responsiveness of the gameplay, it's really, really good. New Twist of Fate awarded. Beckoned. You accepted the challenge of a mysterious voice to bear a strange artifact into a hostile land and realize her will by changing the course of fate. 10% damage while in Reckoning mode. Okay. So, if you look at the top left side of the screen, you'll see my health bar and the blue bar, that's basically my mana, and then there's a purple one in the middle that if I fill up, I activate something called Reckoning mode, which basically allows me to stop time, defeat enemies, and put them into finisher. According to the lore, it basically gives me the power to change their fate, whatever that means. So the thing about the lore of this game is that it's as confusing as you might have tell. Apparently you start off as a character who died, but you came back. You soon realize that you were part of a lab experiment, and you were the only test subject that actually made it out, that actually came back to life. Some scientist was just experimenting, trying to eliminate the death itself. He just wants everyone to just live forever. And he did not understood why you were an exception. Like, why were you the only one? What made you different from the other candidates to make this magical crystal that he was making work for you? Before you had answers, the lab got invaded by some evildoers, and you had to escape. And then you were thrown out on the open world, and now here we are. I appreciate that there's a walking animation. Wow. Like, I know, like, these graphics may not be like extremely impressive for some people, but for me this sort of like aesthetic has such a nice charm to it. You look cool. Oh, missing sound effects.
First we have an army of Jotun at our gates, and now this. I don't know you, little one, but you'll find no quarter here.
This is still Colossi-held territory for the moment. State your intent.
You look badass, lady. I mean no harm.
Everything does harm in these lands.
I do not know you, so
Fair
why
enough.
should I take you at your word? Furthermore, none have come from those caverns since they were sealed, save you. How is it you came here?
A strange entity invited me.
Strange entity. A curious riddle, but one that must be solved later. It seems the Jotun have rallied their strength.
Steel yourself.
Alright, we're fighting. So as you can see, stealth doesn't really work here, because obviously everyone's just fighting. I'm gonna show you this ability. Ooh. So right now, even though my equipment does increase critical damage, I still have also other abilities, like a frost trap, which didn't really work as I was intended. It was good enough. I also got the smoke bomb. As you can tell, these guys are very beefy, but I did talk about how many perks you can unlock, and you can max your character to the point where these, like, you can do ridiculous damage turns. That's also why I chose the stealth pass. I want to see how ridiculously OP crit damage can go. Oh, I also, once I got revived in the story, apparently I can also use magic. All these questions will be answered once you actually beat the game. As you beat the game. Take that. Alright. The game also offers a lot of, once you level up...
That was
Oh,
well fought, little friend. You have a strength in your arms that belies their lack of girth. Perhaps you are not the interloper I believed you to be. You claim to have been summoned. But for what purpose?
I must seek the
What
Primos.
strange forces brought you here? You speak of the Holy King of my people. And that artifact you bear. Could it be the cipher? Your mission is twice damned already. The Primos is a recluse. But more immediate than that is the Jotun horde. Idylla is sealed off as long as they continue plaguing my people.
So, here's the thing. When you level up, you get to choose the points that you can invest on those trees, right? The might, finesse, and sorcery. However, before that, you can also choose... There's another table that I can't really show right now because I don't know exactly where it is unless I level up. That gives you the option to improve your stealth and other disciplines, including persuasion. There's also alchemy and blacksmithing. So once you get materials around the open world, you can just craft stuff. Or persuade persons.
Yes.
Or people.
Hiding away in his high tower and pining for gods that will never listen to him.
Never listen to him.
The Primos is the highest office among the Colossi, reserved for the one that leads my people in politics and prayer. At least that is how things should be. But Anakatos, the latest to have this authority, has not lived up to his duties. Our people are stranded in a wild land, in a time of our greatest doubt, and he locks himself away from us. Our ruler leaves us leaderless.
If I help, can I meet the Primos?
The Jotun are led by Karunk, a warlord that reigns over his horde from his ramshackle tower. One of my scouts, Remy's, watches them now. He can offer you advice on fighting the warlord, and if you can kill Karunk, I will lead you to the Primos myself.
Sounds good to me.
Bring word to the city. They will need to know about the Jotun and this new interloper. It seems Karunk still lives.
Oh. So we have a chest to the spell. Now, this is... I still don't know exactly how to do this, but we'll try. Basically, we just need to click on the thing and pressing X on the cursor there. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, it can kill you. It's, imagine playing Skyrim and you miss your lock picking, the lock breaks, but then the lock just explodes on your face. This is basically Kingdoms of Amalur in a nutshell. There's one thing that bothers me, is that the loading screens are quite long. Like, I get that the game is big, but it should be optimized on these specific regions. Right. Do we have to talk to her again? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, let me cut this. Alright, so that was annoying. I had to do the whole sequence again because the chest killed me. The game does have autosaving, but it's not the best. So as you can tell, on the minimap, the ring is the main objective. However, I did choose to just push forward on the main quest, but on my journey here, I went past at least 2 big towns filled with side quest givers. So ideally, you wanna go through all those side quests, or as many as you can, to just min-max your character. Otherwise, you're just gonna be doing mediocre damage to enemies. Wow, you are a problem. Alright. Hold on, let me just add some greater health region. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, jeez. That was not good. Alright. Let me see if I can get the reckoning mode activated. Just to show you guys. Maybe in the next fight. What do we got over here? Ah, Venus Camp. Hello.
Ah, what a horrid little thing you are. Are you some kind of Jotun runt? Explain yourself quickly. The last thing I want is to give away my position.
Sakandra wants Karunk dead.
That much I was aware of, and I knew Sakandra would send someone. But you? A sign of the times, to be sure, but if you're to do the deed, then I have information that you will need.
Well, I am the chosen one, apparently.
Karunk is truly powerful, but no more so than his brethren. It is not his strength that's troubling. It is fortitude. 2 kobolds he keeps with him work some strange magics that heal his wounds and help him resist injury. Kill them, and the fight is yours. Using primal magic would certainly help as well.
What is primal magic?
Strange thing, aren't you?
Oh, we got a primal bow.
Magic is a magic imbued upon weapons and gems. Only armament can channel it. The magic does some damage on its own, but its true strength is its ability to augment other magics you cast on your foe to a devastating degree. Take this weapon. Use it to inflict primal magic on a foe and let loose your spells. Even a Jotun warlord could not withstand such an onslaught. Very well, little one.
Great. Where is it? Wait. Oh, here it is. Physical damage, piercing damage, primal damage over 10 seconds. So the bow works as an auto aim. It just automatically hits whatever it's in front of it. I can also charge it up for extra damage. The arrows run out, but after the quiver is empty, they just replenish out of thin air, which is awfully convenient. Alright, what do we got here? Ooh, let's test it out. Oh, wow. Let's put a trap. That was not what I intended. Nope. Okay. This is going bad. Come on. There we go. Primal magic. Do this. Okay, we need to deal with the wolf. It's getting very annoying and distracting. There's that crit damage. This. Oh, that was close. Statum. There's the damage. Alright. Drop some gold. We can't jump unless we go into these specific things on the map. Alright. Let's go through another loading screen. Okay, what do we got over here? Oh, wait, don't mean to do that. I kinda wanna go in stealth. See if I can get a finisher on him. Do not turn around. Yes, I can. It worked. That's awesome. I am dangerously low on health though. I got my awakening though. So hopefully I can find... Yeah, I'm not gonna try and dispel another chest and die. I feel like that's just not a fun time. Okay, I'm gonna test out the... Let me show you guys what you can do in awakening mode, reckoning mode. So you basically stop time, mess this dude up, and then start attacking other enemies, and then you can do a finisher on him, rack up the multiplier, and get extra experience from it. Just like that. It's very, very cool. Oh. I wonder if we can kill this dude. Where is he facing? He's facing that way. Alright. Considering we don't have any health potions, this is going fairly well. Alright, we leveled up. Perfect chance to show you the... This is the screen that I was telling you about. First, you get a point to choose in anywhere that you want over here. Like alchemy helps you actually get ingredients from the harvest. It increases the chances of actually getting regions. And then you can just craft stuff. With blacksmithing, you can also do it again. As well, there's also detect hidden stuff, dispelling for those stupid chests that kill you, lockpicking. This is the persuasion stuff that I was telling you about, but I'm mostly going with stealth. You must be at least level 8 to upgrade stealth to this rank. Right, so now we have to choose a different side. Increases lockpick difficulty. No, I'm not gonna. Ooh. I feel like we should go with alchemy. Because I always, in these types of games, I end up just picking up everything. Now we get 3 points to put here. I kind of want to level the poison. Just max this out. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay. Push forward. Oh. Oh, they heard me. They can hear rolls. Ah, there's the poison proccing it easier now. Poison damage is obviously very clutch because it can just wear down big targets, or just any targets in general. I still feel like sorcery would also be a very interesting trait to choose, because magic in this game is very, very strong. You're basically a nuke machine. Alright. See if we can get these 2 kills over here. Wonder if he'll notice if I kill his friend. No, he did not. Alright. Good for us. Oh. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. Oh. Oh. Okay. Let's try and at least kill the ogre. Oh. That's not good. Alright. It's fine. This is fine. This is just perfectly fine. Hold on. Do I have any... I actually ran out of consumables. Of like healing potions rather. This is actually not good. I actually need healing. Loot chests, please. Oh, yes. Yes. I really needed that. Alright, let's push forward over here. Want to advance in a skill immediately without waiting to level up? Visit a trainer. They'll lighten your pockets but expand your mind. Oh, so there's a way to just pay to win. In a non-realistic way, of course. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, yep. That's a boss. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Assuming we gotta kill these dudes. Okay. Wow, we are doing very bad. Okay, we're gonna have to like move in between. I press dodge. This is not looking good. I might actually die here. Alright. We did it. Okay, wow. His tracking is insane. Dude, I am rolling. I am mashing the roll button when he's charging at me. Alright, let's see where it puts us. At least it's a pretty straightforward boss fight. It's just there seems to be a delay after you do a combo where you just cannot roll, apparently. So I need to time those attacks better. Let's get a little bit ready. Decreases fire damage. No. Increases damage, poison. Oh, let's use that. Increases your total armor. Yep. Decreases poison damage. Unused creates a timed explosion that can attract attention of surrounding enemies. Right. Let's use this. Should be good to go. We don't have any healing potions though, so we have to make this work. What? Excuse me? Okay, I don't understand. I am rolling. I am actually mashing circle and it's not registering. Just gonna have to do this the lame way then. Come on, dude. At least the poison kind of helps. That was not good. That was not good at all. Okay, I don't know how to dodge that. This is actually very difficult. Yeah, this is not looking good considering I don't have any healing potions. If I had healing potions, it would be considerably easier. Yeah, I'm stumped. I actually don't know what to do. Alright, let's try this one more time and then I'll have to probably restock on a town or something. Because this is clearly very difficult if you don't have any healing potions. Especially how this boss seems to like always track you perfectly. I know we can do it. It's just a matter of patience. Blacksmithing allows you to salvage components from weapons or armor pieces you don't want and use them to craft something new. That is probably a good idea. It really depends on the economy of the game, how much gold you actually get from just looting or from doing side quests, rather than just selling the spare stuff. It's probably better to dismantle it for blacksmithing in the long run. Dude, I don't understand. I keep trying to roll. Okay, so I have to roll in him. If I roll in him, it seems to work better. Alright. Wow, okay. This is legit very difficult. This is almost not doable without healing potions. Yeah, I am not kidding. I'm using circle to dodge away and it's not registering properly. Alright. That's me. So, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the game. I'll try and beat this eventually. At least this boss. I might actually have to go back and restock supplies because this is clearly not doable with any healing potions. I used them all up before recording the previous video that got deleted. Just a real bummer. But anyway, I want to give my quick thoughts on the game. So, let's start off with the controls. Controls feel very sticky. They clearly work as they're intended for the most part. Unless, obviously, what you need to learn is that some inputs only work after you finished specific actions, like a combo. Like, once you do a combo, you won't be able to immediately roll out. It just doesn't work that way. But other than that, the controls are fantastic. Like, and this whole like aspect of this genre, of this silly like cartoony fantasy game, they work well. So I'm gonna give the controls a 4 out of 5. Now for the music, or the soundtrack, basically. Like I said earlier, all the sound files are very well made. Like, they are very clean. They sound really good. The voice acting is actually very good. It's just the mixing is my only issue. Sometimes some audio cues will just pop up so loudly, which is absurd because right now, look at my game audio. It's almost at the minimum and it still sounds very loud. But other than that, it's fairly good, so I'm gonna give it another 4 out of 5. And as for the visuals, considering it's a remaster and obviously all the textures look way better than before, I will give it a 5 out of 5 because this particular thematic for this game is just a silly fantasy game needs to look like this because it's just Kingdoms of Amalur. Like, the lighting in specific towns and the volumetric lighting and how there's specific palettes and coloring for different towns or different ambiances. Like, for example, this cave. It just looks good. Sure, it could look better, but this is Kingdoms of Amalur. It has to look like this. It just looks really good. So yeah, these are my first impressions of the game. It is a shame that I missed out. My first hour, or my previous hour of recording got lost, but I basically covered what I mentioned in that previous recording. So yeah, I thank you so much for watching. I will beat this boss. But yeah, if you want to see me play more of this, please let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.